Right, so we were talking about wildlife observation and stuff here in the last video. I'll be doing some track and sign stuff today to check and see what's going on if I can, as best I can, because all of the snow is glassed over. If you're familiar with the cold weather and snow, you'll know what I'm talking about, because the top will have frozen, so you'll have a crust on top of the snow. And if an animal is not weighty enough to, like, create a track or sign that it's been there, that you obviously won't be able to discover anything with that. I was talking about the cats in the area and so on. So and even those may not be able to break through, because it's pretty crusty right now, and I weigh a couple 100 pounds. So when I step onto the crust, it just breaks, it cracks and breaks. I don't even really get a good boot imprint. So you still got to be careful walking on it, because you could slip. So anyway, I'll be taking my pulk. I've got 2 pulks. I'll be taking one of the 2 tonight when I go out to observe. One thing, when you go out, even if you're just going out to observe wildlife, when you are in an area like I am, where you have predators, you have to be ready to defend yourself if need be. Most of the time you don't have any issues, but you always want to be ready to defend yourself, just in case, because we got wolves were reintroduced into New England 2 or 3 years ago, and they have spread about. I know that a wolf was seen in western Massachusetts here last year. I know that's for a fact. We've got bears. Bears don't always hibernate. Sometimes they get out and they do stuff even during the winter time. But anyway, we got coyotes. We do have mountain lions in New England, despite the fact that the Forest Service says there are no mountain lions here. That's baloney. There are mountain lions in New England. Matter of fact, it was proven here a few years ago off of one of the major, I think it was I-95, the Interstate 95, the tollway, down in the southernmost part of New England, and a very populated area. Someone had hit a mountain lion, and it was on the side of the highway, and they picked it up. And of course it was all on television and so on, because people have been saying for years up here in New England, there's mountain lions. We've seen them. Their eyes, I mean, they're fleeting. They'll get away before somebody can get their old phone out and snap a shot. But yeah, that just concreted the evidence right there that there are mountain lions up here, and they still deny it. They still deny it. It's ridiculous. So anyway, as I was saying on the last video, here on my property, and it's wooded, and I have a lot of woods behind me, and there's woods everywhere. I mean, this whole state is wooded, except for the big cities, where I'm at. And so anyways, I saw this one time with my naked eyes. I had eyes on this thing, and but in my situation, it looked like a lynx face with a mountain lion body. It had the long tail, long droopy tail. And it looked at me and I looked at it. And I yelled at it. Because it did not seem afraid of me at all. You know. So I was in my side field. And it's fenced, you know. It's fenced field. Pretty tall. So for the deer, right? So it could not get at me if it wanted to. But so I felt more emboldened. I didn't have any weapon with me. I had a hoe. I think I was doing some stuff. And anyway, I started walking towards it, and it took off. But it had that long tail. I mean, you can't mistake that tail. You just can't. But it kind of made me think a bit, because that was not a mountain lion face. And I've seen mountain lions before, not here, but other places, you know. And I've seen African lions too, you know, but different, you know, different continents, different places, right? So, but you know, mountain lion is a cougar species. So yeah. Anyway, going out tonight. I'm gonna track and sign today. Find out where I think my best observation point is, and I'm going out tonight. I'm taking my polk, one of my 2 polks. I'm gonna throw some stuff in there, get out there, have my fold out, you know, chair thing. It's insulated also, a fold out chair. So I'll take that out, take some coffee, right? Maybe some leafoflage, you know, 3D camouflage, and obviously dress warm, because even without wind chill, I mean, tonight, even though it's starting to warm up, you know, we're on the back end of winter. I think it's 25 Fahrenheit is what it will be this evening. And then, of course, if the wind kicks up, then it'll get cooler. But generally, I think this will be a good night, because the wind won't be howling like it has, like the last couple weeks it was howling. So, just like us, animals don't like to go out in that. They'll hole up somewhere unless they got to. But anyway, there should not be any wind tonight, so I'm hoping that I will see something. I'll be out there till 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Yeah. But you always want to go armed, whether you're hunting or not. You got to have something to fend off wild animals, just in case, you know. I have a large walking stick that's taller than I am. I generally like to have a point on one end and a Y section on the other. So I may take that. I always take there's a few items that I always take with me, whether I'm hunting or not. This is the Persuader. So this bat, this small Louisville slugger, or slugger type bat, because it doesn't have the burned in logo. This thing is about 50 years old or so, and I have used this bat. It's got a few battle scars, but anyway, I used to use this for trapping and dispatching and stuff, you know. So this was my hunting trapping bat, and it's been painted a couple of times. It's got some wrap tape on there, and I've done linseed oil to it a few times because it was starting to dry out a bit, so I did linseed oil on it a couple times. But anyway, yeah, I call this bat the dispatch. The dispatch, you know, because you can get a good hit on them with that and take them straight out, and they won't even know. They'll just be knocked straight out. And then another thing that I always take is I take a good pack axe. For the past few years, I've seen people refer to this size of an axe as a boy's axe. But I did not grow up with that term. We called these a pack axe. And why did we call these a pack axe? Because you could pack it in with you when you were going on some kind of a trip into the back country. If you were going in for, 2 weeks to a month or something like that, you would take a pack axe. Even a week. Anything longer than a few days, you were taking a pack axe. And a pack axe is an axe that is large enough for you to fell small trees, chop firewood, and do whatnot. It gives you the power to chop firewood, okay, and to fell a small tree. So it's bigger than a hatchet. Hatchet is a little guy. I see these interchanged all the time. People calling a hatchet an axe. A hatchet is not an axe. A hatchet's the little guy, okay? And then the axe is like this. I think this is like 25, 28-inch handle, something like that overall length. And then the head on this is 2.7 pounds. So you're looking at, 2 to 3 pounds is what you want for a pack axe, for an axe head. Now this is a plum, and this is like about 105 years old, 108 years old, something like that. The head, and I had reconditioned it a number of years ago. And I use linseed oil on it, so I cover the whole axe in linseed oil. And that prevents it from rusting, okay? And then I strop the edge up to a good convex edge, and then it's good to go. So anyway, I'll be taking that tonight also. That will be going. And I may take a crossbow, just in case. I'm not hunting, but you always want to be prepared for anything. I mean, we do have bears here. Bears here are generally docile. The black bears here are generally docile, but like I was saying in that last video, we have had some bears that have been aggressive and killed livestock and stuff like that. So people have livestock in this area of the world, and you just got to take them out. That's an emergency situation. But anyway, and of course I'll have this. And I'm going to have it set for camera. But I don't know how good the photo will be if I see anything, if I get any kind of photo. I don't know how good it'll be because I'm going to be out there. It gets really dark here. Really dark. I mean, it's dark, Why there isn't some kind of an astronomical observatory somewhere right in this area here, I don't know, but they ought to think about it, because it is super dark. I mean, you could see the stars, yep. Should be interesting. tomorrow I will give you my findings. I'll do a couple videos tomorrow for you, Tuesday. And I'll give you my findings on what happened tonight. So, yeah. I ran out of time. Let's go talk about a couple knives again. So, anyway, see you in another one.